Hello, everyone. In this module, we're going to talk about how mindfulness can be an effective tool for someone who is struggling with learning disabilities. Mindfulness can help you focus and avoid distractions. There are two different perspectives of mindfulness. The first one, of course, comes from Buddha's teachings, from Eastern way of mindfulness, which is basically mostly practiced by the monks and it's also practiced by people who follow Buddhism. Western perspective of mindfulness talks about psychological effects of the same, and there has been a lot of studies done on Western way of mindfulness, and they have come up with a term called secular mindfulness. And there are several programs that teach mindfulness-based techniques. Another important concept here is self-regulated learning, and to make an environment that helps someone study in a cohesive way. Later, we'll also talk a bit about time management concepts, and also we will see how self regulated learning, which is very essential in these days, connects with mindfulness or help, is helped by mindfulness. These days, many schools around the country and around the world are introducing mindfulness, and mindfulness is also being used as an education intervention. There are a couple of UK teachers who developed a mindfulness in schools project. There are curriculums that are based on mindfulness-based stress reduction and cognitive therapy. And these programs are not just for students; it also helps teachers. There are three main mindfulness-based therapies that are becoming popular these days, which are mindfulness-based stress reduction, mindfulness-based cognitive therapy, and mindfulness-based educational initiatives, as we'll see. What is MBSR? It's an 8-week evidence-based program that offers secular intensive mindfulness training to help people with stress, anxiety, depression, and it was developed by Professor John Kabat-Zinn. MBSR uses combination of mindfulness meditation, body awareness, yoga, and exploration of patterns of behavior, thinking, feeling, and action. Mindfulness based cognitive therapy also uses similar concepts. It uses cognitive behavioral therapy methods in collaboration with mindfulness meditative practices. It was, however, developed for specific audience with major depressive disorder based on cognitive process. It's more about educating the participants about depression and role of cognition. What are educational initiatives? There are many schools and programs around the country that are based on mindfulness and are helping students find calm and focus with these programs. They say that teens are the most stressed age group in the United States and they live in the most distracting time of history with your phone constantly buzzing, with a lot of television series and web series is going on, video games, and whatnot. So this educational initiatives has a mission to ensure that every school student, regardless of their location or resources, has access to evidence-based training that empowers them to focus their mind and manage their emotions, resulting in success in school. So let's talk about Zimmerman's three-phase model of self-regulated learning. It's a very well-researched and well-cited model on how one can achieve self-regulation. The model shows three main phases when someone is trying to implement principles of self-regulation: forethought phase, performance phase, and self-reflection phase. So first comes task analysis and setting goals and planning strategically. It also depends on how the person is motivated, what are their beliefs, and what are they expecting as an outcome. Second phase is about self-control, is staying at your location or at your desk and doing the work. And it's also about metacognitive monitoring, reflecting. And then the next phase is reflection phase, in which someone would evaluate themselves and look at their own reactions. And also, if they are enjoying the process, if they feel satisfied from the performance that they have, or from the results of whatever they are doing, this self-regulation. So it goes much more in detail, but to introduce you to the topic, this is the basic way to how one can regulate their learning. Which brings me to the some of the ideas from Eastern perspective again. There is a thing called the elephant path. There has been a book written on this and a lot of studies done on it. This originally comes from a Tibetan Buddhist practice, and it also has a root in some of the Hindu teachings and practices. If you look at it, the elephant at the bottom is a black elephant, which is represented by an untamed mind, which wants to wander everywhere. And you can see there is a monkey here. So that shows a mind which wants to wander everywhere, doesn't want to focus anywhere, and stay engaged. Elephant is nothing but the power, the strength that someone might have. Right now, that strength is not as focused. So it's not the person, the practitioner is not able to progress. And here is a monk in the initial stage. As the elephant moves up the path, you can see that the elephant is getting whiter and the monkey is getting whiter as well. Now, monkey actually is following the elephant, not the other way around, and monk is in front. So you can see that monk took a lead while going up, and now monk is leading the elephant easily. The monkey has disappeared, and the elephant has become completely white. This is just a representation of how such process can make someone really focused and really concentrating on their topic that they are working on. This is just an analogy which helps one understand how someone can reach higher states of concentration and become so focused that they can get their studies or their work done in a very short amount of time, very quickly. And of course, that results in better grades. This also brings us to some of the time management techniques and how those could be used. Not everyone is in that higher level of understanding or state where they can read something and then they remember it, they can go and write about it in it. So that's where scheduling, checklists, and diary keeping comes in handy, and it becomes very helpful. It's very important for someone on this path to self-assess and taste themselves frequently. Have I st- and basically ask oneself, have I understood what I just read? Have I understood what I just studied? Things like that. And goal setting also comes into play. Our goal is to become more expert at using these techniques, which will help us get our work done easily so that when we spend our time with our friends or family, we don't have to be concerned about our exams and tasks that are pending. So, how does mindfulness come into play when it comes to self regulation and study? From this, a lot of the research that has been done on this topic, the results indicate that the mindfulness practice helps one improve sustained attention along with self regulated learning. The ability to self monitor and the ability to let go of distraction once aware of it, and the ability to return to the primary object of focus. These are the things that comes easily when you practice. Students maintain one online diary using Google Classroom and Google Forms for the study that I'm mentioning here. This allowed researchers to collect daily data and examine using trend and analysis. So this research comes directly and shows you how mindfulness can be helpful. If you are really interested in learning more about it, you can go and find the studies that I'm basing this uh, talk on. You will find a lot of study around self-regulated academic learning by uh, Zimmerman. And if you want to look up more about mindfulness programs, you can try to find papers by Dr. Kabat-Zinn. I hope you like this module. Thank you, and good luck with your studies.